Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and we've done a puzzle like this before, which is quite interesting because Pixeleon wrote to us a couple of weeks ago to mention that they had created a couple of puzzles with this rule set and wondered if we would be interested, and I think is very unaware. I have written back to Pixeleon now, but I think they were very unaware that we had actually done the first of these puzzles 7 months ago as a video. So good news for Pixeleon there. And I'm having a look at the next one today, which is the same sort of rule set. And I think I probably said at the time that this is a sort of rule set I think I have seen before in World Championships, but it doesn't come up very often. Pixeleon has invented it, and that's fine. But it may have also been invented before, I'm not sure. Anyway, this is definitely Pixeleon's own puzzle. It's called Evenly Odd, and I will go through the rules in a moment. If you watched the previous video 7 months ago, you will know exactly what the rules mean. But first of all, don't forget that on Patreon we've got Skojojobo's brilliant CTC clone pack Sudoku hunt, which is full of epic puzzles based on the names of Skojo, Jojo and Jobo. And there's always loads of extra content on Patreon. It's great fun to go through and we recommend it highly. My connections videos, amongst other things, occur quite often. And then we've also got all of our apps which feature line Sudoku and chess Sudoku and many, many others. All sorts of variant Sudoku, practice material and great puzzles, some of them by the best constructors in the world. That's just what we bring you, so do check those out. And of course there's Sven's SUDOKU pad and our merch on the links under the video, but the first link is to Pixeleon's second puzzle in this genre, and it's, I think the last one may have been called Oddly Even and this one's called Evenly Odd. And the rules are relatively straightforward, I think, but very neat. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so 1 to 9 will go in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. A clue in blue shows the sum of the first consecutive set of even digits in that row or column from that direction. So looking at this, let's look at the 12, as that's an unusual, well, it's not even a digit, it's a number. The first set of even digits seen from the left of the grid in row 6 will add up to 12. That's the first sequence of digits. So that could be an 8 and a 4, or a 2 and a 4 and a 6. There may be other combinations possible. I haven't really thought about that. But those will be bounded by either the edge of the grid or by odd numbers. And then from the right, from the orange circles, we're looking at the set of odd numbers, the first set of odd numbers seen from that side, and they will add up to 17 in row 2 or 14 in column 8 as we look up from the bottom. So it's a very straightforward rule set, and we get one given digit, which is generous. I don't know if that's an essential for this type of puzzle, I doubt it, but anyway, there was one in the last puzzle, there is one in this one. Give it a try, and if you like it a lot, I will post the link to the other video, so you can try that puzzle as well, in the description field as well. But the first link is to this puzzle. I'm going to start it now. Let's get cracking. So, I can't remember how we started the other puzzle. Do we use the given digit? It looks like it's more helpful in these rows and columns than any other part of the puzzle. And yet, I don't know, because these could both be odd. Right, the odd digits that add up to 10 from this side are either 3, 7 or 1, 9. The even digits that add up to 8 are either a single 8 or a 2, 6 pair. Oh, I'm going to say a word about the neighbour's dog downstairs. I have neighbours downstairs who, if they hear any noise from our flat, most of the time complain, which is very odd because if you live in a flat in London, you hear your neighbours. despite the fact that they complain about noise, they have a dog that barks for sometimes an hour a day. And I find it a very strange mix. I did love a comment in a previous video where somebody said the neighbour's dog has become my new favourite character. That was quite a time ago. Anyway, I will try and ignore the dog barking, hope that you can't hear it, and focus on this puzzle. What I would like to find is a row or column in which there were two very big numbers. Is this as much as we get? 30, if I add the 18 and the 12. 18. Right, the total of all the odd numbers is 25. 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9. So the ones missing from an 18 clue add up to 7, and that has to be just the number 7. So the numbers being added here are 1, 3, 5, 9. Now from this end, the even numbers being added are either 2, 4, 6 or 4, 8. That is all that's possible. Now, how are we going to combine these? 4 digits in the 18 sum. Do they have to include? No, they could be those 4. They couldn't be those 4 because you'd have to have the 5th odd digit after them in a different sequence. So that must be odd. It's the smallest possible conclusion. But that is one of 1, 3, 5, 9. Now, since that's part of the 4 odd digits, there are even digits before that group. So the even digits that add up to 12 must come before this. It is possible that that was 3 even digits, then there's an odd, then an even, then the 4 odds. It's possible all sorts of ways. I don't really know how to get started here. That cell's odd. Okay, we've found one tiny thing in this puzzle. Now, does that have to be odd in this 13 column? I don't think so. 7 is always going to be a 7. 8. I don't know. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't really know how to go about this, and I don't remember getting started in the last puzzle, so that's not going to help. Let's see if I can think of something to get us going. 12. I wanted to say it was definitely going to include that cell, but it's not true because it could be just an 8-4 pair there. Not there. There's only one odd in this group of cells. That's part of the 18 sum. There's one odd, which is a 7, to fit in somewhere here. And that odd, 7, is going to bound my group that adds up to 12. So it's either 2, 4, 6 there with a 7 here, or 8, 4 there with a 7 here. Yes, it can't be just, well, hang on though. It could be one odd cell there, the 7, then a 2, 4, 6 group, then 4 odds, and then the last even, which would be an 8. Okay, that is not a way to start. I want much bigger numbers in this puzzle. How do we begin? I don't know. Maybe we find a place where the overlap is not possible, but the overlap I'm talking about is of odd digits. 6 down here is definitely 1 and 5 as the first odd digits in this column. 1 there is definitely 1. 1 and 5. Now, what I'm wondering about is, Does that have to be odd? Can it be odd? I'm going to say this is not an overlapping odd cell. Yeah, that's interesting. If this was an odd cell, the one I'm in here, row 8, column 9, it would have to be part of the 6 clue because it would be in the first sequence of odd digits. Therefore, it would be 1 or 5. Now, the only way that this could be part also of the 9 clue is if that was a 1, 3, 5 group. But then you'd have too many cells in the box that were 1, 3, and 5. So that's even, which is surprising but interesting. Now this is even as well because this 6 clue is going to need 2 digits to fulfill it. So the 1, I feel like the 1 is going to be here, but it doesn't have to be, because the 8 looking down from the top could be a single 8, and this could be 2, 4, 6 in blue. Well, or could it? We've also got 2 8 clues from the left looking at these rows. Yeah, I don't think that matters. Right, could that be even? That's interesting. It can't. This can't be even because either that would be odd, but it couldn't fulfill the 6 clue on its own, or it would be even, in which case these 4 evens would all go together and there would be a 20 at the top. So that's not even, that's odd. This puzzle works in a very odd way, in a very strange way. Right, that's odd. So it's part of the first odd group, which we knew was going to be 4 cells in this row. And there they are. They are 1, 3, 5, and 9, adding up to 18. Then that's even to curtail that group. But it's not part of the 12 sum. It's part of the remaining even digits, which add up to 8. So there's either 1 or 2 even digits there. And the 7 is in one of those 2 cells in the row. And therefore these 2 are both even and a part of the 12 sum, or the total of the 12 sum. Okay, well, I feel like we've made a start. Now, this is definitely part of the 6 sum. So it's 1 or 5. Ooh, now what does that mean for the 17 clue? And what goes into the 17 clue? There's 8 missing, which is either 1, 7 or 3, 5. So it is 3 odd digits. Well, they can't all be there because that would be 6 odd digits in the box. So that's not odd, that's even. Now this is odd and part of the 1, 5 sum, but it's in a row with a 1. So that is a 1. That's a 5. This is even to bound that 1 clue. Don't know anything about the 17. We know that when we find it, it's going to be 3 cells. So it was actually 17 and 18 being together was a very helpful feature there, which I didn't notice or expect. Now, I'm wondering where the first even is here. Could it be there? Yes, it could, if that was a 2, 6 pair. Okay, those don't have a 5 in because we found 5. This, okay, I don't really know how to take this forward yet. Right, let's think about these. Okay, that's nice. This 14 clue is telling me that these are both odd, and I know what they're going to be. That is because if one of them was odd, it couldn't add up to 14. If both of them were even, we'd have 5 evens in the box, and that's impossible. So they're both odd, and they're a 5, 9 pair, and that's not a 9. Now, can we use that going across? This 12 says that we're going to need at least 2 cells to be odd. That 7 below says that we've got a group. Well, we've the odd groups starting in from row 8 and row 9 on the right add up to 21. The odd groups starting from the bottom of columns 7 and 8 also add up to 21. But I was hoping to use that to determine whether this was orange or not, but I don't think I can. I think this could be a 7 with a 5 and a 9 here. Ah, yes. No, I can use that. This can't be a 5, because it would have to go with a 3 and a 1, and then you couldn't make up the 7. So that is a 9. That's a 5. This, I think, is a 7, because we've got 7 more, and you can't make that up in 2 ways. So there we go. Ah, now we're cooking with gas. So I've got 4 blues now in this box bounding the odd clues that I've been studying. And that digit is a 3, isn't it? Because it's the last odd digit left for the box. So that's not a 3. I now have the dimmest memories of the other puzzle. The dimmest memories, where looking at numbers that you got in one box really informed the others. I don't know, that vaguest bell chimed in the back of my head. Now, 4 in the bottom row is going to be a single digit 4 somewhere. But these 8s could be 2, 6 or 8, and both could be either. Okay, so I didn't get very far. Now, we've done these 7, 14, 6 clue. Right, this 13 clue, it's going to have to include that digit. Doesn't really help. No, again, I was going to say that this can't be even. I don't have that as information. I thought we were going to absolutely fly once we got a few numbers in this. Not so at all. Oh, I could colour that 5 that was given. Hadn't thought of that. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what to do next. Again, right, there must be some odds here making 11. If they were all even, that would be 4 evens adding up to 20 as the first group. So there are odds here. They must include the total of 11, which is at least 2 cells. So that cell in the middle is odd. In fact, 11 is not 2 cells. That's quite interesting, because it's an odd number. 2 odd cells add up to an even number. So 11 is 3 cells, and they must be 1, 3, and 7. And suddenly I can write in 7 there by Sudoku and a 1, 3 pair here. Now, these could both be even. Yeah, I can't use odd clues anymore. Now, okay, let's look at this 9 clue. The only digits I have left to write in, the only odd digits left to put in box 8 are 5 and 9. Well, I think both of these are going to be even. Oh, no. No. This is going to be even. That's quite weird. This could be a single 9. This couldn't be a single 9. I can't use both odd numbers in the sum, so I'm only using a maximum of 1 within this box, although it could start there. Ah. No. The only possible odd digit here is a 7. So the sum of 9 can't go outside this box, because it can't use that 7. So the sum of 9 is confined within this box using the digits 9 and 5. So it's a single 9 in one of those cells. That one is even, which is what I was claiming. 5 is in one of these two cells in the box and is part of the sum of 13, which definitely does go outside the box because it uses that 5. So 5's not here, or that would be even, and 5 would be the clue. So 5 is here. This is even. And 5 is part of a 13 sum, so that's not 9. That is now 9 in the row. 13 is made up of another pair adding to 8, which is 1, 7. We can't use 3 again. We can't use 3 because we'd use 5 again. So there we go. We're getting some traction here. That's blue to bound that 13 sum. The 11 is bound. The 9... Now, this can't be 7 by Sudoku now because of that. So we can whack the 7 in here. That's blue. That doesn't tell us which of these is the 9. It does tell us that this pair adds up to 12. And this pair is the other digits. This is 4 or 8. But I don't think there's any way it can be 8. Because the first group in this column has to add to 8. We can't have 2 more even digits. So I think that's a 4. Above it there will be a single 8 in one of these cells, and below it will be a 2, 6 pair. This is the first of 4 even digits in this row. Those are all odd. That must be a single 8. And now these columns are coming to life. That's part of a 10 sum, which will be 2 digits, either 7, 3 or 1, 9. If it's 7, 3, this is a definite 7. This, again, part of 2 digits, because 8 requires 2 digits. It's an even number. And that can't go up to here, because that pair would be either 1, 7 or 3, 5. So that's even, that's odd. This one is 1 or 3, and this is its partner in making 8, either 5 or 7. Here, oh no, something's gone wrong now. 7 was meant to be the first odd digit. I've got something wrong. I was really comfortable this was going well. And this 7 column doesn't work because I can't put a 7 there. Oh, bother. Okay, where do I rewind back to? I know some of you have already commented on what I did wrong. I was feeling quite good to this point. To this point, and this had to be 137. It's missing 14 of the 25. Yeah, I think that's right. 713, that was all right. Then I decided one of these had to be a 9. This can't go 531 because it can't go through there. So it has to be done with a 9. Can't use a 5 because it couldn't use any other cells here. I still think that's right. One of those is a 9. 5 is, that could be a 9, and that could be a 5. And then these could both be blue, and I didn't think of that. I did not think of that. So I've rewound to the right part, thank goodness. That's really interesting that I did not figure this one out at all. Okay. Wow, how was I meant to progress here? Well done if you spotted me making that mistake. I don't think that was easy to see. I assumed that because 9 was on this side of this box, 5 was on this side. That was a wrong assumption because there is a way for 5 to be on this side if it's there with a 9 here. And I guess because I failed the other way, that's right, but it's not the logical way to solve it, so I'd rather not progress on that basis. Oh, goodness, this is tougher than I understood. 20 minutes in. I mean, I think I'm making good progress, but I think also stalling a bit. Okay, what I'm going to have to think about is perhaps these odd clues. Again, these can't all be even, so something is odd here, and we need 2 odds to make 10. Same here, these can't all be even, or we'd have a 20 clue at the top, so there are odds here, or at least 1 odd, and we need 2 clues to make 8, so that's odd. This is definitely right, that those are odd. Now, however, my former conclusion that this 8 had to go south is not necessarily right, because it could now be 5 there and 3 here. And in fact, we know there are 2 odds there and 2 odds here to make the 10 and 8 sums. So there's 1 odd in this group of cells. I'm tempted now to say that it's a single 7. Yes, I can say that, because if it came out here, that would be the 7. But it's not. So there's 1 odd cell here, and the first odd digit we see in this column is a 7. It's got to go there. That's a 7. Now that's not a 7, and that is a 7, and that's in a different position. This 12 is now 2, 4, 6, and that's a single 8. And this is very different from what I just did. Now, we've got to fit in 4 evens in this row, which are still in the same positions, oddly. That's become an 8 for its clue. Now, that 7 is the only odd, so those are even. We're going to have a 4 to start this somewhere up here. So that's not a 4. These other digits are from 2, 6, and 8. And we've got a 4 from the left in the bottom row. Well, that's got to be a single 4, and that's got to go here. So that was great pencil marking. That's all 4 odds in the bottom row. Those go orange. This is now a 9, and that's not. But we don't know what colour it is. We've got 1 odd and 1 even here. We've got the 2 odds there, so that's even. We need the second odd in column 1, so that's odd. This is 1 or 3, going with 5 or 7. Well, it has to be a 5 now. 5, 3. This is a 1, 9 pair, which we can fill in. We can do the 3, 1. We've got all the odds in the bottom 3 rows. We've got a 5 in one of those cells. We don't know which way round it is. Now, these 2, it can't be more than 2, add up to 8. So they must be a 2, 6 pair. And that's odd. And that's the 5, the rogue 5 that I got wrong before. Okay, so that's even. This is part of a 13 sum, which is at least 2 cells from size, but it has to be 3 cells from the number of odd cells you need to make an odd total. And in fact, that is, I was going to say that is 139. Yes. No, it could be 157. Well, it can't be that anymore because of that. So it is 139, and they're all in this box. This is a 2, 4, 6 triple. That's very clear. The digits we have up here are 5, 7, 8. And yeah, that's fine. That can't be a 5 by Sudoku. I don't know which way round they go. They will fulfill the 8 clue when we know what they are. Oh, in fact, that's even. I do know which way round they go. That's the 8. In fact, I can write in 7 and 5 and colour them. There we go. Oh, goodness. This is clever. Right, that's a 2, 6 pair now, so that's an 8. This is odd, because otherwise it would be the 4 and join on to the other evens down here. The 2 must be in column 4, must be in one of those 2 cells to be separated from the 4 and 6, which must include that cell. I think this is going to finally get a bit easier now. That's become an 8 by Sudoku. Okay, I think all the clues at the bottom are fulfilled. 10 10, 8, 7, 9, 11, I'm just checking it, 13, 7, 14. All the clues at the bottom are fulfilled. All the ones in these bottom 4 rows, the horizontal clues, they're all fulfilled as well. Yeah, so now we start looking above those in the clues from the top. I think we have to do it that way around. Now, we've got an even digit 4. Oh, that can't be a 4. And that is where 4 goes. That's just Sudoku. Now, that's interesting. In this column, we can't start with a 2-6 pair because it would break that cell. So the 8 clue is a single 8. It can't be here. It can't be here because it would join on. It can't be here because the only way it would be the first digit is if that was blue and they'd all be joined together. So it must be in one of these 2 cells. Now, this, I was going to say that proves this is an 8, but I don't want to make a mistake this time. If this wasn't an 8 and that was an 8, this would be odd actually. Okay, I'll leave that conclusion. In this row, this 8 can't be the first even digit seen, because then those would be the other even digits and they would all add up to 20. So the 8 sum here is made up of a 2 and a 6, which cannot include this cell because there's a 2-6 pair looking at it. And therefore that's odd. The 2-6 must come before that because they can't start after it. That's the 2-6 pair. Now, this can't be 8 because it would join on. So that is the 8 now in this column, and that's orange. And we are cooking again. So we need a 4 in box 1. There it is. These are both odd. This is either 6 or part of a 6 sum. It can't be 2 there and 4 here by Sudoku, so that is a 6, and that's odd. This is a 2. That's 2, that's 6, 2, 6. These are odd. You must be able to do all the colouring here. That's odd. That's even and is 8. And that fulfills the 8 clue. This is either 6 or part of a 6 pair. Don't know yet. Interestingly, these digits, C, 1, 3, 9 and 7 in the box and 5 in the columns. They're both even. And they're not 2, so that's odd. 4 is bounded by an odd digit, which is not 2, so that is our 2 and is even. Now, 4 and 6 are in these digits. Well, 4 can't be there because it would be part of the 6 sum, which is impossible, so it must be here. And that means that's the 6 and is blue, and that's the boundary orange. Ooh, and I've just noticed this 4 clue. Oh no. Which is that? Sorry, I was going to put a 1, 3 in there, completely forgetting the colour of the clue. 2 and 5 are in these cells, and oddly, I don't know which way round they go. That's a 4-6 pair. This is a 1-3 pair. That's a 9. 2, 4, 6, 3, 5. Okay, now I've got all these clues in this corner to do, and they must be easy now. We've got 10 as the sum. 10 requires 2 cells. It can't be there because they wouldn't be the first 2. So it's those 2 cells adding up to 10, not including a 7. They are 1 and 9. And I know the order from the 1. That is blue and must be a 4 in the row. That puts 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight. Losing its religion, but allowing us to get a lot of other digits in the puzzle. This is a 2, 6, 8 triple. I know their colour. Therefore, I know these colours, and they are 3, 5, 7, and I can write the 5 in by Sudoku, and they've added up to the correct sum for this row, which is 15, 17 there, 10 there. This is 2 from the top, this is 8 from the top, and that's 10 from the top. And they're all fulfilled. I've fulfilled all my clues from the top of the grid now. All of the ones from the left, no, not this one. And I still don't know whether that is 6-2. Oh, look, I've got that 5 looking at these. So that's even, and it is part of the 6 sum. So I do know now. 4, 6, and 5 goes orange. That's become a 2. Let's just do Sudoku where we can. 4, 6, 2, 6, 4. And we can do it everywhere. That's good. 3 there. 7, 3. That's not 3. This is a 2 because I've said it's even. I'm sure I'm right. That's 7. That's bounded. This is even by counting the column. That is even by counting the row. This is odd by counting the box. And this is a 17 sum, which I haven't worked out yet. That may be the only sum left to do in the puzzle. And it probably won't be necessary. 7 and 9 are the pair here. Yes, I can just fill those in. 1 and 3 are the pair here. 1 and 9 here. Oh, it looks like this 17 sum is necessary. So 5 plus another 12, which is 3 and 9. So I can now fill those in. And there we go. That is a very neat puzzle, actually. Nice work, Pixelion. I've enjoyed that. I think I enjoyed the other one. That's possibly better still. I imagine that's a bit harder than the other one. Very clever. I wasn't very clever, especially down here, but fixed it quite quickly. I'll be interested to hear how you got on with that. I think some of the speedsters will absolutely just knock that out in 5 or 10 minutes and embarrass me. But there we go. I live with that daily. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you again soon on the channel. Bye for now.